again for joining us for another episode of Jadu Lifestyle Podcast, where you can have a life and live it too. We share information with you, business owners and other fans and friends that can learn how to get your business up and running and what you can do to also create an all-round great life. Every month we try to bring you guests that has specific expertise, and this expertise would actually help you in your businesses. Today we have Christine ALTHOUSE. She is a business entrepreneur, and she is going to share with us a little bit about her expertise. Hi, Christine. Welcome.
Hi, Toddy. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Can you give us a little background on yourself?
Sure. So I actually live in Canada, and I'm a business owner. I am a video strategist and video creator. I like to help entrepreneurs use video to help promote themselves on social media. I am a mom. I have 2 children, and I've been working from home now for, probably 10 years full time. But, since marrying my husband 20 years ago, he's an entrepreneur. So I've really been an entrepreneur since I met him. But
Okay.
The last 10 years has really been, focused more on my own entrepreneurship.
Okay, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. So, how did you get into the video business?
Well, about 8 years ago, I started using video for myself. I knew it was a great way to connect with other people and share my own thoughts and experiences and things that I loved that I was doing in my own life. I started reading the book, John Maxwell's Daily Reader, and I would walk around our canal. We have a canal system that runs through my town. And I would read John Maxwell's book, and then I would go for a walk and record myself on video talking about what I learned or how I would apply or things that I've done in, my life that I could connect with what he was talking about. And I would share it on video and then post it on social media. And over the years, I realized it was one of the best things that I have ever done, because I was able to connect people. I was able to connect with people globally, and they were starting to have a no-like trust factor, a no-like trust factor, because they got to know me through video because I was myself. So that's how I got started with video. And I started to get a little bit deeper in it when I hired myself a video coach, because I really wanted to do a little bit different things with video. And when I hired my coach, it really helped me understand really how powerful video is, especially these days when it comes to promoting ourselves as an entrepreneur. And I started to help other people do the same thing.
Okay. With the last couple of months, 3 months maybe, that we have been inside and quarantined and not able to go out and things like that, we're seeing more. In fact, a lot of the networking groups that I'm in went to Zoom or some kind of video connect. Did you find your business increase or decrease during this time?
Oh, it definitely increased. I don't know about anybody else, but it kind of is virtually fatiguing because there is just so much now online that you can attend. And, platforms like Zoom have really allowed us to continue doing business and have that connection, because, it's great to hear people's voices, but it's even better to be able to see their facial expressions and make eye contact. So I believe that Zoom and doing all these have been a great way to keep my business going. And you're able to reach globally. Most people, when they're networking, they network locally or within an hour or two of driving. But I really believe this has probably opened up the eyes to a lot of people of how powerful it is to network online, because you can get a global reach, and therefore your business doesn't get restricted to just your local area.
Okay. I myself, wanted to learn how to do videos to increase my business, but I was very camera shy. What do you
Mm.
say to somebody who's camera shy? Do you get people who are camera shy?
Absolutely. I can't say that I wasn't camera shy when I first started. I can't say that I was afraid of the camera, but I was, and most people are not afraid of the camera because we do get our photos taken. Some people, yes, are very, very camera shy, and usually that's because it's a internal problem. They're not really happy with something about themselves, and that's just the truth. It usually has to do with them. So when it comes to video and you want to apply video to your business and you have that camera shy syndrome, I highly recommend doing some inner looking and just wondering, like, why am I camera shy? Why am I afraid to do this? There's usually something. And the first time that I ever did video and recorded myself and played it back, I was horrified because you don't really realize the things about yourself until you actually see them, like the different things that, like, your facial expressions or the way your mouth moves when you talk. When I first did my first video and I seen that you can see my bottom teeth when I'm talking, I was horrified because they are crooked. They're not, nice and straight like my top teeth. I always see the reflection in the mirror of a nice big smile, and I would see my top teeth, which are straight. And then when I see myself on video, I was horrified because I realized you could see my bottom teeth more than my top teeth. But then I sat back and I said, you know what? People aren't hiding their face from me when I'm talking to them. So get over myself, Christine. Get over myself. So I of course continued doing video, and it made me realize when I started hearing from people saying, thank you for sharing that message. I can relate to that. Or thank you. I didn't know about that. Oh, wow. I learned something today. So in the end, it's about what you can share with people. The video isn't about you anyways. So if you're camera shy or video shy, then you have to realize that the reason you're doing video has nothing to do with yourself. It has to do with the message and the value that you want to share with the people watching it. So that's what you need to concentrate on.
Okay, I think you hit the nail on the head for me. Not being comfortable with some things in my life. So basically, that's one reason I just, the thought was always there that what would people think? What would people say? And you build up this whole narrative in your head that, people are going to say bad things or negative things. And just, I could tell you, it just stops you from going, like I'm talking about building this whole story in your head before you get on there. I've done a couple of lives, and I've talked myself into wanting to do it on a regular basis, but it hasn't happened because, again, like you said, it had something to do with me internally. Now, I happened to watch one of your videos on doing videos last night, and I really liked some of the tips you gave, and I would like to ask you if you mind sharing some of those on here, on making a video. Maybe if you don't want to share everything, at least if you could share some things.
Absolutely. So I would like to know which tips stood out to you.
The one that I liked, I felt like was most helpful was when you talked about landscape and portrait and why you do it a certain way and don't do it a certain way. I didn't know that before. I didn't hear that. So normally when I do a video, I do it, hold the phone in front of my face. And I found, like, a couple of times over Zoom, one time I remember one of my friends said, well, we could see up your nostrils. So, you happened to mention that, and it's like, oh, wow.
Yeah. And that's just it. A lot of people are not realizing the impact they're making when they're making a video, even just by how you're holding your phone. And it's normal because we will record a video the same way we read a phone. A lot of people do that because they just think that's the way it is. But you really have to look at yourself in the frame of the video, and because that's what other people see. If you're seeing yourself in the frame and you're seeing up your nostrils, that's what other people are seeing.
Yes.
So we have to, make the efforts to frame ourselves properly within our video. Is it going to make or break? It's not going to completely make your videos that people are going to want to follow, but it's important because it makes you look professional. It makes you stand out from other people. So the difference between a horizontal and a vertical video is how you hold your phone. And most people hold their phone vertically. Like I had mentioned, that's the way we read our phones. That's how the platform was designed. But I personally prefer a horizontal video. And the reason I like that is because that is how we watch TV. That's how we watch movies. That's how, any good content, like if you follow influencers, they will do horizontal as well. Unless it's a platform like Instagram or TikTok, of course, those are vertical platforms. But you can still record horizontally and share on those platforms. And why I like horizontal is because it's a more flattering video. You actually can have a background behind you and not be the only picture in the frame when it comes to a vertical. Because vertical, really, if you think about it, is a portrait. You fill the frame. You entirely fill the frame. Whereas a horizontal, it allows you to have a background, which to me is more eye-pleasing than just a full video of someone. Now, do I create vertical videos myself? Sometimes. It's not about being perfect and always doing horizontal, because sometimes you're in the moment and you just want to create a video. And if you have a message and you're going to add value to people, then use vertical or horizontal. Just be aware of where you are in the frame. And please, this is my number one thing doesn't matter. I don't care what framing you're using. I don't care what lighting you're using. I don't care what background you're using. But the only thing that really matters to me is eye contact. You have to look in the lens of the camera. You have to look directly into it, because I don't know about you, but when I'm talking to someone, I like to have eye contact. Now, I'm not talking about like staring right into their eyes, making it really uncomfortable. I'm just talking about real conversation. And when we have real conversation, we make eye contact. And it's the same with video. If you're constantly looking at yourself in the video, you're not making eye contact, and it's a disconnect to your audience.
One of the things I can say is that after watching your video, it made me aware of all the bad videos I've seen. People who didn't know that information that you're sharing, and they held their phone the wrong way, or even their computer. I can't tell you how many of them I could pinpoint right now. So my next question would be, I'm assuming that you do coaching?
I do. Yes, of course.
Okay, so very early in this, I would like to ask you if you could give us your contact information. How can people get in touch with you?
They can email me at christine@christinealthouse.com, or they can call me at 705-768-4150. I do have a website, and it is coming soon, so I will give you the link to the website, because there is a page that you can fill out a form. It is launching within the next week, and it's christinealthouse.com.